Lewis has done it again. They lead by 18 points to 16.
I see it, but I don't believe it. How does he do it, this fellow? He just set himself from behind the ruck there and accelerates. I really think it's acceleration and power. This guy reads it so well. Just set himself. Look at this. Just a simple run from the back of the ruck. Brothers have got 5 players there. Hits Joey Kilroy, spins out. I reckon he could have run another 50 metres there, Wally Lewis. Oh, what a great player.
Scott, of course, is the other player in the Wynnum-Manly lineup, the former South Townsville players we're talking about, Scott, Butler and Miles. And it's a penalty. Inside the 5 metres, Wynnum-Manly penalty, Brothers. Second kick, this is Klein. Trevor Bailey, captain in the dummy half position, decides to go himself. Tackled by Coyne. Roach is there, and here's Dillman. Foster, Ferguson, continuing to take play pretty close to the ruck. Brothers 10 metres out. Bailey, Foster, longer pass, Smith's there, look at that longer pass in. Butler's racing through to pick it up for Wynnum-Manly.
Another try saver, Tim Dwyer.
Yes.
If Terry Butler got away then, I'd say he would have gone the full 70 metres.
He's well covered by Dwyer though. This is Coyne, and Coyne making good ground on that blind side.
He has run strongly in the match already.
Dawes is there, onto the pass. Ian French, second row forward, running across field now and getting his pass away to no one. And Brothers race through to pick up the ball.
Oh, there's a tough penalty. Oh, holding back, he's decided. I thought he'd got him for offside there for one moment, but holding the player back from getting the ball. Penalty to Wynnum-Manly.
Wynnum leading by 6 points to 2. An injured player further back in the field as we follow the play. Second row forward, Tony Jamot.
Gene Miles returning out of the play.
Work the blind side, Coyne. Turning it back to his hooker, across to Jamot. Jamot trying to pass the ball, but he was well and truly picked up by Bailey and Staines, the lock forward for Brothers. Dawes, Lewis, Dawes, and there's Gene Miles racing through. Gets it away to Brett French. French looking for Butler. There's Butler, got it now, but well marked by the half-back Foster. French up in the dummy half position. Lewis, danger from here, slipping it back. Half-back Dawes. Klein, one of the tacklers, and the other Brothers tackler in there was Foster again. That's 2 in a row for him. The last tackle. Pushed back to Butler. Spun across to Lewis. Lewis, in fact, turns it on to Miles. He tries to get his kick in. It rebounds. Picked up by Butler. And 6 tackles to go. Terry Butler in control for Wynnum-Manly. 22 metres out to the line. And Miles now taking the ball up in a strong run from Gene Miles. Only about 10 metres out. Dawes. Here's French. Second rower, Ian French, spinning everywhere in the tackle. Wynnum are looking to starting to look very menacing here again. Only 10 metres out. But from the hooker, back it comes now to Coyne. Coyne racing through, and there's another try to Wynnum-Manly as Coyne has scored it. And Wynnum go to a lead of 10 points to 2.
A set piece behind the ruck there from Wynnum-Manly. They had 2 players going on the crisscross, and up the middle came Gary Coyne. Too easy for Wynnum-Manly. Gaps appearing in that Brothers defence. And a couple of changes made by Strudwick may have been at the expense of teamwork. Have a look at this. The crisscross, little bit of indecision from Brothers, and that created the gap right up the middle of the ruck. And Gary Coyne, there was no way Joe Kilroy could stop him from there. And the big front row, who has run very strong in the match so far, gets rewarded with a fine try. Here it is. Look at Brothers open up there. There comes Gary Coyne straight up the middle of the ruck, and Kilroy standing back just too close to the line, and Gary Coyne enough momentum to get him across.
Warren Green attempting this conversion. Brothers are bringing 2 reserves on at this stage. The 2 Smiths who were dropped out of the original lineup, Gary Smith and Trevor Smith, and there's the kick. Waved away. So the score remains at Wynnum-Manly 10, Brothers 2. Tim Dwyer to restart play, and 2 players off the field. As it's been knocked on by Wynnum-Manly, another mistake, and this time it was the half-back Dawes. They're just telling you that Zillman and Davidson have been replaced by Gary Smith and Trevor Smith in Brothers lineup.
Here it is again, the ball, a big high kick-off coming down. Should have been taken by Dawes, straight into the breadbasket, took his eye off the ball, straight onto the deck. Brothers ball, Foster. Goes on his own, Henry Foster, and very nearly got through. Lost ball. Drop out from Lewis. Comes down past McElwain, and Kilroy takes it. The fullback
Joe Kilroy over halfway. Plenty of defenders there for Joe. 10 metres inside Wynnum-Manly territory. Staines. Dan Staines. Very good tackle from Ian French right round the ankles to stop his progress. Chris Roach. Dawes was one of the first men in for the tackle. The other one left on the ground was in fact Jamot. As brothers moving out in front of the stand. A crowd of at least 14,000 people here today. It could even be a little bit more, nearer to 15,000 as the ball swung back now as it comes to Dan Staines, the brothers lock. 24 metres out, the final tackle. Foster. And there it goes. Butler's underneath it. Lewis is there too. Loose ball picked up by Klein. Klein loses the ball, can't pick it up. Grabbed by Grogan. And now Bailey races through and puts his hand down. He wanted to try to Bailey. Bailey just got his hand on the ball, put it down in the corner, and it's a try to Brothers.
The Brothers been applying a bit of pressure. That's the second lot of 6 tackles they've been able to put together. This time the bomb up once again, not coming down in the in-goal area. Look at Foster, has all the time in the world to put this kick up. The pass actually went behind him. No pressure from Wynnum-Manly. The ball went up. Terry Butler back on his Pat Malone in that corner there. A little bit of support coming then with Wally Lewis coming in to assist, and also Gene Miles in there. The ball goes free, comes off a Wynnum-Manly player, out to Russell Klein. The ball got knocked free then. Play on, said Eddie Ward, and then Grogan just can't quite get in the corner, but desperately pops it back on the inside. Good support from Trevor Bailey. He gets through the tackle of Gene Miles to get the ball just over the line.
Wynnum-Manly leading by 10 points to 6 as Dwyer comes in for the kick. It's a pretty good attempt. Waved away, very close. Wally Lewis restarts play for Wynnum-Manly. Wynnum leading by 10 points to 6 as it goes deep down to Klein. And Russell Klein runs it up towards his quarter line.
Well, as Des Morris, I wouldn't be feeling confident by any means. He's got the leader right at 10 points to 6, but they look vulnerable in defence, Wynnum-Manly. They don't look secure or tight at all, and Brothers are troubling them.
This is big Trevor Smith. Bailey. Bit of a juggle then. Players, it's a penalty.
Wynnum-Manly offside again inside the 5 metres.
One by Brothers. Across it comes further across into Smith. Smith to Grogan. Only about 8 minutes left in the game. Wynnum-Manly leading by 10 points to 6. Smith into the dummy half position. Here's Kilroy. 24 metres out. Bailey. And a short pass then to Gary Smith, the second rower. 14 metres out. Across it comes now. Wally Lewis is offside. On it comes to Smith, and big fella Smith goes across the line. He crashes through Trevor Smith. Another try to Brothers, and it's 10 all.
Well, Wynnum-Manly have looked very loose of late, and it's been the big forward ruckman. And Strudley's going to sit back now and say, well, look, I did the right thing. I brought these fellas on nice and fresh. Here it is, Trevor Smith this time. Look at the footwork. Off the left foot, off the right, then beats Wally Lewis. Lewis was lucky to get a hand on him, and then Trevor Smith put his head down, charged at Colin Scott over the top of him to score a great front rowers try. Fine work from the big fella.
14 metres in from touch. And about 18 metres back, Tim Dwyer. A slight breeze behind him. Relatively easy kick. Could give Brothers a lead. Waved away, so the score is 10 all still. Wally Lewis restarts play. Colin Scott just receives some attention before that kick-off as it goes down to McElwain. And he clears the quarter line. Bailey is there. Staines can't get away from Jamot and Ferrugia. Bailey, and here's the big man again, Trevor Smith. Good strong run again, 10 metres short of the halfway mark. Bailey and Gary Smith caught by the leg, but gets it to Kilroy, standing flat up behind the ruck. And wrestling to get away, and does very well, Joe, to break away from tacklers. And another one. Look at Kilroy playing like a man possessed. And he's about 14 metres inside Wynnum-Manly territory.
Great stuff.
Hooker's there. Ferguson.
6 to go.
Ball comes back, 6 to go. Across it comes to Dwyer. Dwyer breaks that first tackle. Wynnum-Manly defence will have to tighten up. Brothers are playing like winners at this moment.
They're looking good, Brothers, and Wynnum-Manly not making that first up tackle.
Bailey, and here's Klein coming in, that big, powerful winger, and getting his pass back to Ferguson too. worrying the tripe out of Wynnum-Manly as the crosser comes to Foster. Foster running across field now. Look at Henry Foster getting the pass back inside now to McElwain, but he's pulled down about 12 metres, 14 metres out the line. Bailey's there. Here comes the second rower Smith charging through Gary Smith, making some strong runs. Bailey's into the dummy half position again. On to Ferguson. Ferguson trying to turn in the tackle and get it back, but Lewis made sure he didn't. But he's only 2 metres out. Bailey's into the dummy half position. Spun back and Roach tries to bore his way over. Can't get the ball down. Turning and May got the ball down. Did Roach get it down? Held up. Held up, said the referee. That must have been very close. Only got 4.5 minutes before half-time. The score is 10-all.
Well, Chris Roach did everything possible in his power then to get the ball across the line. He seemed to be held well back from the line and then twisted. Have a look at this as he twists around, shedding tacklers as he does so, but Gary Coyne's not going to let him go. Reaches out. Does he get it down? The ball did not put... He was well over the line and the ball wasn't on the ground. His own arm was underneath it. Oh, what a scrum against the head.
Yes, against the head. That was the one that Brothers badly wanted. And Dawes is tackled by Smith. Ferrugi is there to give it to Dowling. Dowling gets away. No, can't get away from Foster, but gets it back to Dawes. A little half-back tackle about 30 metres, 28 metres out from his own line. Crossed in to Jamot. Tony Jamot, topped by Roach and company, 12 metres short of halfway. Some dust flying up there in the middle. David Green, crossed in to Ian French. Lewis, straight on now to Coyne. Coyne decides to go himself. Not enough people supporting these players for Wynnum-Manly. They're looking everywhere for supports and they just can't find anyone.
Yeah, Brett Ferguson has held a supporting player back there also.
Lewis, a clearing kick from Lewis and a good kick for the line too. It looks like a beauty. No, coming back inside and Joe Kilroy picks it up. Just when it looked as if it was about to go out, Lewis coming through to help finish the tackle. First player up there was Warren Green, the winger. Now McElwain there, sends a fairly long pass in front of his line. Another one out to Graven. Now Graven starts to 10 metres out from his own line. Is picked up by Ian French and Brett French. Trevor Smith getting some attention a bit further back as Dwyer takes it up to the quarter line. Brothers with 12 men just at this moment. Bailey's into the dummy half position and decides to have a run from there. Probing run up the middle. Tackled by Ian French. This time it's Roach, it's Gary Smith rather, and it's a penalty to Brothers. Offside, Wynnum-Manly.
Only 2 minutes to go in the first half. 10-all, and really Brothers had the better of the first half by far. Penalties in favour of Brothers, 5-3.
One minute 40 seconds before half-time, and the kick from Dwyer finds touch about 7 or 8 metres short of halfway. McElwain over halfway, picked up by the two front row forwards, Dowling and Coyne. Trevor Smith's okay again, Brothers front row forward, as Gary Smith takes it up.
That's where Brothers have done the damage, with that player running hard from deep off the dummy half.
Across to Ferguson, straight up the middle, turning, can't unload. Tackled by David Green. Dowling was also in there. Ian French was also in there as well for the tackle. Now across it comes this time with Trevor Smith stepping it to Foster, just about in front, over the quarter line now. Foster looking for support and gets the pass back too as it comes on to Dan Staines a lot forwards. Staines flipping it away onto Roach. Roach knows to straighten up. Here's Chris Roach, and then he goes for a try, and Brothers hit the front, leading 14-10.
Great work from Brothers, right up the middle of the ruck. I think it was Trevor Smith who first foot in the tackle, then found Foster, and Foster has really troubled Wynnum-Manly every time he's been in possession. Fired that long ball back, and Brothers then went on with the job. Good work from Chris Roach. Here's Foster, gets right to the defence, and looks like it's going to break down here because he really gets hit hard there by Colin Scott, but he fires that ball a long way back. This fella here, Dan Staines, good player Dan Staines, straightens it up nicely. That puts Wynnum-Manly in trouble. He gets his hands free, just enough time to get it away to Chris Roach, looks at the defence outside, straightens it up, and away he goes. Greg Dowling didn't know which way he was going, and Chris Roach, right on the half-time hooter, puts it down under the post.
And Dwyer's kick. And it's 16-10 at half-time. Brothers leading Wynnum-Manly, and we see that Brothers have scored 3 tries to 2. In the goal-kicking department, Dwyer has kicked 2 out of 4, and Warren Green 1 out of 2 for Wynnum-Manly. Now in the scrums scrums go to Brothers by 9-4. The tied heads 2-0 to Wynnum-Manly. And the penalties 5-3 to Brothers. Scrum penalties 1-0 to Wynnum-Manly. But Brothers are leading by 14 points to 16 points to 10 at half-time. Brothers to restart play. Tim Dwyer, the centre. Brothers on the right, running from the northern end of the ground in this the second half as the ball goes down to Scott and the fullback runs it up. Well and truly lifted up by Dwyer. The tackler in there was Foster. And now we get the second row, Ferrugia, the lock forward for Wynnum-Manly in possession.
Let's have a look at the Wynnum-Manly tackle count. They've had to make 78 tackles in the match so far, and it is Craig Ferrugia who's done so many of them. He's done 15, Greg Dowling 12, and Gary Coyne 8. But significantly, Wynnum-Manly have missed 16 tackles in the first half. There's the Brothers tackle count. They've only had to make 40 compared with Wynnum-Manly's 78. And have a look at the totals. Chris Roach 5, Bly Davids when he was on only for 20 minutes 5, and Greg Smith 4. They've only missed 7.
We've just seen Gene Miles lose the ball in the tackle, so we'll have a scrum 22 metres out from Wynnum-Manly line. Brothers leading 16-10 at half-time. Wynnum-Manly ball, Terry Butler.
Another one against the head.
Dawes.
Once again, we see Peter Dawes looked up for someone to pass it with, and no one wanted it.
Cross from the hooker, into Ferrugia. Lewis. Ollie Lewis makes the break up towards the halfway mark. Slipping it back then to Coyne over halfway. Wynnum will certainly be looking to Wally Lewis for the second half.
My word, they will.
Moved across now, out from Dowling, out wide to Butler. Butler back in field again. Good low tackle from Dan Stain, stopped his progress. Assistance from Trevor Smith up top. Lewis is there, slips the pass on to Ian French. 10 metres inside Brothers territory. Lewis kicking across for the line, wide open line, a great kick from Lewis. Takes play about 10 metres out from Brothers line. 20 metres out. David Green's dummy half across to Ferrugia. Tries to slip underneath Ferguson's tackle, but no luck. David Green, Dowling sitting on the ground there, slightly injured apparently, onto Lewis, further across then to Ian French, and French starts to accelerate, 10 metres out. Ian French moving well. Swarm of Brothers defenders, including the fullback Kilroy in there eventually. Roach was the first man in for the tackle. Only 10 metres out from the line now as it comes to Gene Miles. Miles standing in the tackle under Lewis. Pops that one across the top now to Dowling. Dowling into Butler. Butler flies to the corner. Terry Butler got the ball down in the corner. And it's a try to Terry Butler.
Yes, Eddie Ward's awarded it, and Terry Butler, the little flyer, as I said earlier in the match, has not had that many opportunities in the last few months. Given half a chance, he's in the corner, and Wynnum-Manly are going to hit back. They're a great side, Wynnum-Manly. Looked like Brothers were really on top. But let's have a look at this again. Wynnum-Manly firing the ball out. First of all, it was Gene Miles taking them on, hits the front line of defence, then pops the ball back. Lewis in support, fires the one over the top, comes out to Greg Dowling. Greg Dowling under pressure from Russell Klein, but then just gets the ball out to Dowling. Then he goes for the corner like a good winger should, and Greg Smith in fine cover defence just can't stop him from grounding the ball before he takes him into touch.
Tim Dwyer restarts play, 3 tries apiece as it comes down to Terry Butler, the try scorer. We've had 10 minutes or so in the second half. Dawes, Coyne, well tackled by Dwyer. Across to Dowling. Dowling putting plenty of effort into this. And short pass then to French up alongside of him, trying to stride out the tackle by Grogan, but held up. A good run then from Ian French running off Dowling. Across the doors, Wynnum-Manly are starting to look as if they mean business now. Onto Miles. Miles trying to push it away from Ferguson. Over the halfway mark now. There's Butler coming back inside Roach and picked up. Good wrap-up tackle by Gary Smith, the second row forward.
Ian French hurt after that big run of his. Looks like he's hurt his shoulder badly.
Cross from French, then to Dawes. Lewis is there. Longer pass from long pass outside to Scott, the fullback. And Foster's in for the tackle up top, but underneath was Trevor Smith. Now the final tackle, Lewis kicks for the line and finds the line with a good little kick. Takes play inside Brothers' quarter line. Now Brothers are going to have to fight to retain this lead with this sort of pressure.
Yeah, possession so important. Both sides looking good in attack.
Ian French is back on his feet again. Brothers ball from the scrum, straight back to the fullback Kilroy. Caught by Lewis and company. Tim Dwyer and McElwain, the winger, inside.
Tackle.
Oh, he really hit a good front-up tackle then by Tony Jamot. And hurt too, McElwain.
No tougher fellow on the field than Shane McElwain either. But that was a great hit there from Tony Jamot.
We've estimated about 18 minutes left in this game, having a bit of a guess at the time with the scoreboard out of action as it comes up to Coyne, and Coyne 20 metres out. Dawes in the dummy half position decides to have a run himself, but pulled down by Roach. And now across it comes to Dowling, comes crashing up the middle, Greg Dowling, and tried to get it back towards Ferrugia, but decided to stay with it. Only a few metres out now, and look at Wally Lewis charging to Lewis, and it's over, and there's a try to Wally Lewis, and they've hit the front Wynnum-Manly. Lewis has done it again. They lead by 18 points to 16.
I see it, but I don't believe it. How does he do it, this fellow? He just set himself from behind the ruck there and accelerates. I really think it's acceleration and power. This guy reads it so well. Just set himself. Look at this. Just a simple run from the back of the ruck. Brothers have got 5 players there. Hits Joey Kilroy, spins out. I reckon he could have run another 50 metres there, Wally Lewis. Oh, what a great player.
Warren Green has it set. Wynnum leading 18-16, and it's now 20-16. And Tim Dwyer to restart play. We estimate about 15 minutes of play left in this game as the ball goes deep down to Colin Scott, and the fullback for Wynnum-Manly takes it up to the quarter line, and a good strong run. Wynnum has scored 4 tries to 3. And we'll look at the scrums again in a moment and see how they're standing. Coyne takes it up this time.
I believe this last 15 minutes, it's going to be the side that dominates possession that's going to win the game. I don't think either side has got the defence to hold the other, and the side that can control the ball in this last 15 minutes, I think is going to win it.
The Brothers have had plenty of the ball, winning the scrums by 13-6. And Wynnum have taken 3 tight heads as Dowling plays it back to Lewis. A deep kick. Kilroy running across to cover it.
Gary Smith hobbling badly behind play.
There's Joe Kilroy. Gets away from Warren Green, but can't get away from the other defenders, and not quite into touch. Grogan slips the first tackle. David Green is the tackler.
I don't know what the Brothers bench is doing. Gary Smith here just incapable of moving.
Across it comes out wide now to Klein. Klein trying to get the pass away. And Terry Butler drags him to ground. Smith and Ferguson. Chris Roach runs up the middle into Wally Lewis, and Coyne finally wrapped him up. Right on halfway.
It's the 5th tackle.
And Foster, and it's a penalty to Brothers with Wynnum up inside the 5.
Yep, well, the double mark and not standing directly behind, and Wynnum-Manly so intent there and putting pressure on the kicker, left the mark too early. And an opportunity here now for Brothers to get well down inside Wynnum-Manly's territory and go on the attack once again.
Tim Dwyer takes that penalty kick for the line. Make sure it takes play about 11 metres inside Wynnum-Manly territory. Wynnum-Manly leading by 20 points to 16. As we see Trevor Smith running onto it and hitting the line hard. The loser of this game can hang up their boots for the season. The winner will play Souths in the grand final here at Lang Park next week. McElwain's in the dummy half position now for Brothers. The winger decides to have a run, beats the tackle of the lock, and but can't get past Coyne and company. Only about 22 metres out. Here's the second row forward, Gary Smith, in one of his strong runs, getting it back again to Bailey. Bailey's looks around, head supports. Foster was racing up alongside of him there, looking for the ball, only 10 metres out from the line. Wynnum-Manly player injured too as it spun across to Foster. Foster now sending it back across to Smith. Smith further out to Grogan. Grogan can't get away from Butler, does so this time. On the ball, Staines. Staines 10 metres out, Dan Staines, but half-back Dawes round the ankles. The final tackle, across to Foster. There's the kick. It's anyone's ball, loose on the ground when finally it runs dead with Scott running into touch and goal with it.
Interesting here, Wally Lewis getting booed, I think. Also maybe Brothers runner coming onto the field again, because Lewis had an opportunity to get the ball as soon as it was kicked dead, but he knocked it away, buying a little bit of time for Wynnum just to get their breath back.
Across it comes. This is Ian French. 30 metres out from his own line. The Wynnum-Manly second row forward to play it back. David Green's there to give it to Ferrugia. He recovered from that injury. David Green. Dawes. Dowling. Back inside to Scott, the fullback's there. He's got support too. There's Miles. Flings one out wide to Butler. Picked it up beautifully, Butler, right off his toes. On it comes now. Dawes, the halfback, backing up. Some nice play. Lovely pick up from Butler.
Great stuff.
12 metres inside Brothers territory. Out it comes now to the hooker. Sends it to Lewis. Lewis sends that pass on to Dowling there. Dowling looked to pass for a minute, then sent it back. Beautifully picked up by Lewis. Don't know how he grabbed that one, really. On it comes now to French. With the centres onto Butler. Butler out wide to Dawes. Dawes kicks back inside and follows through. Look at Dawes racing for the line. It's picked up by David Green. And Green races round to put the ball down and score a try for Wynnum-Manly. Brilliant stuff.
Great stuff. Wynnum-Manly had Brothers shot to pieces there with some brilliant attack. And really, they could have done anything they liked. I really felt that Peter Dawes might have picked the wrong option, but he must have had a good call back on the inside from David Green. Chipped a little one over the top. Interesting to see whether David Green was definitely onside here. Here it is. This is a great pass here from Greg Dowling. That was the second one in a passage of a couple of plays. Wally Lewis always looking to create from that point on. Then picked David Green out. Then back outside to Brett French. He was into space then. Wynnum-Manly had still a good set piece out here because they had Terry Butler. Out to Peter Dawes. Peter Dawes had Gene Miles on the outside of him. Looked at Gene Miles, then chipped it back on the inside. I'd say there wasn't a call from David Green because he was a long way from Peter Dawes, but David Green on the spot. Good hookers back up the middle of the field, and that's exactly what he did. The ball came in his way, and Wynnum-Manly have picked up another 4 points.
Wynnum-Manly leading by 24 points to 16. Warren Green has it set in front. We make it about 8 minutes left, and there's the kick. The flags are up. So Wynnum-Manly go to a lead now, an unassailable lead of 26 points to 16, 10 points in front. I'll call that unassailable, David, with 8 minutes to go.
I nearly fell off the chair there, Arthur. I think Brothers are still in this if they can get hold of the football. They must have possession, of course. Wynnum-Manly just too dangerous in possession. Brothers making a change. We'll pick that one up for you in a moment. So Greg Smith being replaced. Number 22. Craig McAlpine.
Tim Dwyer to restart play for the Brethren. Terry Butler, right winger for Wynnum-Manly, 22 metres out from his own line. David Green. Smith the tackler with Ferguson, the two prop forwards. Dawes, Coyne. Plenty of effort in that run, Gary Coyne, but can't unload. Too many defenders there. David Green, Lewis, turning it back again to Green, and here's Ian French. Sees the gap for a minute, just about away. Can't unload, and finally gets away from all those tacklers. Feeling a bit tired by now. Ferrugia has it, wrapped up by Tim Dwyer. Good run from Ian French. David Green, Dowling, over the halfway mark. Scott racing through, losing the ball in the tackle. And the knock-on to be played. The scrum just inside Brothers' territory.
And Brothers now, with a number of replacements made in the second half, will be looking for those players, those fresh players, to really put a bit of spark back into the side. As we said, the clock not working, so we're not too sure just exactly how many minutes to go.
I think it's about 6 minutes or so, David, at a guess, but it could be a minute or so either side of that. On to Wally Lewis for Wynnum-Manly inside Brothers' territory. Here's Scott, the fullback, flashing into the line now, and he's got the winger, the Green there. Warren Green looks back inside, as you can see French looming up there, but couldn't unload. Only about 20 metres out from Brothers' line. Across it comes to Wally Lewis. Sends it back now to Ian French. Runs across the front of the ruck, but can't make any progress. He straightens it up. 18 metres out. They look as if they mean business again as David Green is pulled down 11 metres out from Brothers' line. Ferrugia is up into the dummy half position now as he gives it across to Dowling. Dowling turning in the tackle, trying to give it to Scott, who is flashing through alongside the ruck, but it's Dowling who will play it. Cross now to Wally Lewis. Lewis holds it up for a moment, decides to go back the other way and gives it to Brett French coming through, and it's the centre, French, on the last tackle, 7 metres out from Brothers' line. Wynnum are leading by 10 points, and there's a field goal from Gene Miles, and would you believe he's kicked it, and Wynnum-Manly go to a lead of 27 points to 16. That's 11 points in front, and Tim Dwyer puts the ball deep down to Terry Butler, and the winger over his own try line now clears it and eventually runs into Roach. Ferrugia's there. Coyne. Gary Coyne stopped by Bailey and company. It's Foster around the ankles.
Good work from Gary Coyne today. He's lost his other workhorse front rower in Tony Kajewski, and he's come out and run the ball up strongly all day in fine fashion.
Gene Miles, his injured leg, standing up to plenty of heavy work today as it comes to Dowling. And so his ribs, talking about that, he had badly injured his ribs last time out here.
I think he's come on with a bit of confidence in this game too, Arthur. I don't think he started the game very confidently. I guess a little bit concerned about the ribs, but as he's warmed up, he's realised there's no problems with the ribs and he's run strongly. And
there was some passing from the big name players, but eventually it's picked up by Terry Butler and slips the ball back inside towards the lock forward. Jamot's here. Here's Tony Jamot over the halfway mark. A good strong run from the youngster. Oh, wiped out.
Shane McElwain.
Shane McElwain coming in to really put him out of business.
And a penalty's gone to Brothers here, because certainly they dragged Shane McElwain away from the tackle. You can't do that. That constitutes a second tackle.
30 metres out. Second kick to Dawes and Coyne. Coyne's 12 metres short of halfway. New player on the field. We'll pick up a minute.
It's not Daryl Jen. Looks like Craig Adams, isn't it?
On halfway, Craig Adams is a new player on the field for Wynnum-Manly. Is Wally Lewis running across there, Sid to the Scott, just about in front. Scott bouncing away. The referee said it was all right. It looked to me as if he might have been just in front.
Yeah, hairline pass, but what a beauty from Lewis. That's when they're at their best, with Colin Scott running from deep. And he's a fine game today. Had a quiet one against Valleys 2 weeks ago, but he's right back to his best.
Across out to Gene Miles, holding the pass out wide down towards the winger. Look at the full-back racing through the goes the hooker, David Green, for his third try, David Green. His third try, and Wynnum-Manly go to a lead of 31 points to 16.
Captain courageous, David Green. He's really come to the fore in this second half. He scored his first try from quite an elusive little dart away from the tap penalty. He scored his second from backing up a kick from Peter Dawes, and this one a back up in backline play. Once again, look at that, Lewis switching the ball back to this side where he knew Brothers were weak out here. Gene Miles straightening it up then. These players are reading it to perfection. Then Greg Dowling, I should say, popping the ball outside to David Green. He has got some pace, this fella, for a hooker, and Joe Kilroy just couldn't stop him from getting across the line. And Des Morris beckoning for a player to come off, but play underway.
Rory Rattery, in fact, is the replacement, R-A-T-T-E-R-I, as it comes down to Butler, and Terry Butler tackled 18 metres out of his own line. Now that's Adams in the dummy half position, Craig Adams for Wynnum-Manly. Jenner's on the field in 18 jersey as it comes across. Now there's Jenner losing it, going back to pick it up. Across this time to second rower Ian French. French looking for the gap, and he's got his brother up alongside of him. He's crunched. Shane McElwain was the tackler of must be his brother. In fact, it was Green, Warren Green, on that far side wing. Now it comes across to Miles. Miles sends it back to Coyne, and Coyne just outside of his quarter line is tackled. Now we see Miles into the dummy half position. Gene Miles and Wally Lewis kicking downfield, down over the quarter line. Joe Kilroy has it covered. But a long kick from Lewis. That's where he wants to play the game now. And Joe Kilroy, too many tacklers there for him. Wynnum-Manly with the game in their safekeeping, leading by 31 points to 16. And as we mentioned before, of course, they'll go on to play Souths in the grand final here next week. Across to Dwyer. Dwyer sends his pass across now to Klein. Klein's up to the quarter line, getting it back to Dwyer, and wrapped up by Coyne. Bailey, Staines, Dan Staines, probably deserves to be on the winning side. Dan Staines, he's worked so hard.
Yeah, he's worked hard, Arthur, and I felt so did Trevor Smith when he came onto the field. He ran very strongly. But Brothers, with those couple of changes in the second half, then were unable to make a replacement of Gary Smith. They've done it pretty tough in the latter part of the second half, and as well as that, Wynnum-Manly with a glut of possession. This side cannot be given the luxury of this much ball, because with the players of Wally Lewis dictating play around the play, and also a player ever alert. There he is, being replaced now and congratulated by his coach. The Winfield Cup Big League Man of the Match goes to David Green, the captain. A hat-trick of tries, very alert around the play of the ball, always ready to back up, and a fine effort from David Green to once again get this Wynnum-Manly side, to lead this Wynnum-Manly side into a grand final. And what a great one it's going to be next week. The super fit, super well drilled Magpies up against the glamorous and at times very flary side of Wynnum-Manly. Their defence is not what it really needs to be to stop a South attack. They're going to have to work on that during the week, and it's going to be a great grand final next week.
Across the doors for Wynnum-Manly. Ray Bormer wraps him up. Wynnum-Manly about 10 or 11 metres inside the Brothers' territory on the final tackle. Lewis decides to send a long pass out wide to Gene Miles, flipping it back to fullback Scott, getting into the line neatly. Then to Brett French, couldn't hold it, gathered by Chris Roach for Brothers, and Roach is 10 metres short of halfway before getting the pass back inside. Dwyer couldn't get to it. Dawes races through to pick it up for Wynnum-Manly, and it's Adams into the dummy half position. Across it comes now to Ferrugia. Ferrugia decides to stay with it. 2 minutes left in the game. Wynnum-Manly on the attack, and back it comes to Lewis. Lewis sends it on to support there. Lewis doubling round again to take it out to Warren Green. Warren Green coming back inside now. He's almost through, but Staines was the tackle around the ankles, and Joe Kilroy over the top. Now Ian French is there, decides to go himself. French scores through, put the ball down, and Wynnum-Manly go to a lead of 35 points to 16 with that try by Ian French.
And no side will hold Wynnum-Manly with the position they've got, and really South are going to have to concentrate next week on making sure they control the ball. They did it so well against Brothers, but in this second half here today, Brothers really haven't had a lot of possession, and Wynnum-Manly are just too slick in attack. They've got too many good attacking players. This is one of the best ball runners in the game, Ian French, and he reaches out to put the ball across the line.
Wynnum-Manly have scored 24 points to 0 so far in the second half. That's really dominating this half, 24 points to 0.
Talking to the reserve grade Wynnum-Manly coach before the game, he felt Wynnum-Manly could win this by 20 points. Well, he'll be hoping that Warren Green can put this one over, because he'll be pretty close to the mark.
This one's about 15 or 16 metres in from touch to shade more, and about 18 metres back. He's kicked 3 goals from 6 attempts today, Warren Green, and there it goes, and waved away. So the score remains at Wynnum-Manly 35, Brothers 16.
Whilst David Green picked up the Player of the Match award, I felt Gary Coyne went so very close. He's knocked up 22 tackles in the match, in particular mostly in the second half. He's really got involved in the second half, run very, very strongly all day in the match, and I think there he is there, Gary Coyne. You've got to have a player like him. When you've got a side like Wynnum-Manly who has so much flair, you've got to have a fella doing the hard work in the middle, and he's done it today.
Well, Tim Dyer puts it well down to the fullback, Scott, and Scott was tackled by Bormer, and there's the full-time hooter. It's all over. Wynnum-Manly have won the preliminary final and now go on to meet Souths in the grand final here at Lang Park next week. Wynnum have won by 35 points to 16, and they scored 7 tries to 3, with the hooker David Green scoring 3 of those 7 tries. In the goal-kicking department, we saw Warren Green kick 3 out of 7, and for Brothers, they scored 3 tries, as we mentioned. Dwyer kicked 2 out of 4. Now, in the scrums department, Brothers won the scrums by 14 to 7. The tight heads went to Wynnum-Manly 3-0. The penalties went to Brothers 9-6. Scrum penalties 2-0 to Wynnum. And the first scorers 12 for Wynnum-Manly and 4 for Brothers. So Wynnum-Manly have run out convincing winners by 35 points to 16. Now, next week, a big weekend of finals starting at 10:30, but in the main matches, starting at about 12 o'clock, Brothers play Souths in C grade, Brothers play Souths in reserve grade, and at 3:15, Souths play Wynnum-Manly in the main A grade match. And that looks like being another great encounter. David, how do you see the match going?
Arthur, a replay of last year's grand final, of course, but there's no way the score is going to be 42 points to 8 in favour of Wynnum-Manly again. Souths are a much improved outfit, and I think they're going to put up a very strong showing after a nice 2-week break, so it should be a top-class match.